Our story begins in Thebes, a city ruled by the strong king Lycus. Thebes was a city of grandeur and power, its streets bustling with life and its walls echoing with the tales of heroes and gods. The people of Thebes were proud, their city a beacon of civilization in a world often shrouded in chaos. High above the city loomed Mount Kithaeron, a place of dark forests and hidden secrets. The mountain stood as a silent guardian, its dense trees and rugged terrain hiding many mysteries. It was said that the gods themselves had walked its paths, and that ancient spirits still lingered in its shadows. It was here, under the shadow of the mountain, that our tale unfolded. The shadow of Mount Kithaeron was more than just a physical presence, it was a symbol of the unknown, of the forces that shaped the lives of those who lived in its shadow. The mountain's presence was a constant reminder of the thin veil between the mortal world and the divine. At its heart were two people, Nyctius the former king, and his beautiful daughter Antiope. Nyctius was a man of great wisdom and strength, a ruler who had once been beloved by his people. His daughter Antiope was known throughout the land for her beauty and grace, a young woman who embodied the virtues of her father. Nyctius had been betrayed, his throne usurped. The betrayal had come from within, a trusted ally who had turned against him. The fall of Nyctius was a tragedy that shook the very foundations of Thebes, a city that had once been a symbol of stability and order. He died a broken man, leaving behind a legacy of sorrow and a daughter who would inherit his burden. Nyctius's death was not just the end of a life, but the end of an era. His passing marked the beginning of a time of uncertainty and fear, a time when the future of Thebes hung in the balance. Antiope, with her grace and kindness, became a beacon of hope in a kingdom shrouded in darkness. Despite the heavy burden she carried, Antiope remained a symbol of resilience and hope. Her presence was a reminder that even in the darkest times, there was still light to be found. Little did she know, her life was about to be consumed by the flames of destiny. The forces that had shaped her father's fate were now closing in on her, and Antiope would soon find herself at the center of a struggle that would determine the future of Thebes. Her journey was just beginning, a journey that would test her strength, her courage, and her very soul. Word of Antiope's beauty spread far and wide, attracting the attention of many suitors. Princes and kings sought her hand, their courts echoing with songs of her praise. But Antiope remained untouched, her heart yearning for a love that ran deeper than ambition or power. One day a stranger came to Thebes. He appeared as a satyr, a creature of the wild with piercing eyes and an aura of raw power. This was no ordinary creature, but Zeus, the king of the gods, disguised to win Antiope's heart. Their love was swift and passionate, a flame that burned brightly in the shadows of secrecy. Hidden from the eyes of men, they found solace in each other's arms, away from the prying eyes of society. But their secret could not remain hidden forever. The whispers of their forbidden love grew louder, reaching the ears of those who would not understand. Antiope found herself with child, a scandal that shook the foundations of Thebes. The news spread like wildfire, igniting outrage and condemnation. Fearing the wrath of the gods and the scorn of her people, Antiope fled into the night. Her heart pounded with every step, the weight of her secret heavy on her shoulders. She sought refuge in Sicyon, a distant kingdom where she hoped to find peace and safety. The journey was long and arduous, but her determination never wavered. But her peace was short-lived. The shadows of her past loomed large, and the fear of being discovered haunted her every moment. Lycus, driven by a desire for revenge for his brother Nyctius, pursued her relentlessly. His anger was a storm that would not be calmed, and he vowed to bring her back to face justice. He captured Antiope and brought her back to Thebes, a captive in her own land. Her dreams of freedom shattered, she faced the harsh reality of her fate. The once vibrant and hopeful woman now stood in chains, a symbol of love's tragic consequences. Antiope's heart ached with sorrow, her tears a silent testament to the love that had brought her so much joy and so much pain. She wondered if the gods had forsaken her, or if this was the price she had to pay for daring to love. Memories of happier times flooded her mind, moments of laughter and joy that now seemed like a distant dream. The love that had once been her sanctuary was now the source of her suffering. The people of Thebes whispered and pointed, their judgmental eyes following her every move. She was no longer just a woman. She was a scandal, a cautionary tale. In the darkness of her cell, Antiope found herself reflecting on the choices she had made. The love that had seemed so pure and true had led her to this moment of despair. the gates of Thebes closed behind her, a final symbol of her lost freedom. Antiope's story was a reminder of the fragile line between love and tragedy, and the heavy price that sometimes comes with following one's heart. And so, Antiope's tale of flight and imprisonment became etched in the annals of history, a poignant reminder of the power of love and the consequences of defying societal norms. In the end, the story of Antiope is not just a tale of love and loss, but a reflection of the human spirit's resilience and the enduring quest for freedom and acceptance. In a cruel twist of fate, Antiope gave birth to twins while imprisoned by the merciless king Lycus. Two boys, as different as night and day, entered the world under the darkest of stars. They were named Zethos and Amphion, their destinies entwined with the fate of Thebes itself. Lycus, fearing the twins would one day rise against him, ordered them to be abandoned on the slopes of Mount Cithaeron. Left to the mercy of the elements, their survival seemed impossible. The stage was set for a legend to be born. Deep in the wilds of Mount Cithaeron lived a kind-hearted shepherd. His days were spent tending to his flock, guiding them through the rugged terrain and ensuring their safety from the lurking dangers of the wild. The shepherd, though weathered by time and the elements, had a heart full of compassion and a spirit that resonated with the harmony of nature. One fateful day, as he wandered through the dense forest, he stumbled upon a heart-wrenching sight. He discovered the abandoned twins, their cries echoing through the silent forest, piercing the tranquility of the woods. The shepherd's heart ached for the helpless infants, and he knew he couldn't leave them to their fate. Touched by their plight, he took them in as his own, naming them Zethos and Amphion. The shepherd's humble abode became a sanctuary for the twins, where they found warmth, love, and a sense of belonging. He nurtured them with the same care and devotion he showed his flock, teaching them the ways of the land and the wisdom of the ancients. Under his care, the twins grew strong. They thrived in the pastoral setting, their bond with the shepherd deepening with each passing day. The boys learned to appreciate the simple joys of life, playing in the fields, and absorbing the beauty of the natural world around them. Zethos, the elder, inherited his foster father's love for the land. He became adept at farming, understanding the rhythms of the seasons and the secrets of the soil. His hands, though young, worked the land with the same dedication and passion as the shepherd, ensuring that the earth yielded its bounty. Beyond farming, Zethos also became a skilled hunter, his spirit as wild and untamed as the mountains themselves. He roamed the rugged terrain with confidence, his keen senses and sharp instincts making him a formidable presence in the wild. The mountains with their majestic peaks and hidden valleys became his playground and his proving ground. Amphion the younger possessed a gentle soul. Unlike his brother, he found his calling not in the physical challenges of the land, but in the serene beauty of music. His calm demeanor and thoughtful nature set him apart, and he often sought solace in the quiet moments of the day. He found solace in music, his lyre filling the valleys with haunting melodies. The notes he played seemed to capture the essence of the landscape, echoing the whispers of the wind and the murmurs of the streams. Amphion's music brought a sense of peace and harmony to all who heard it, weaving a tapestry of sound that resonated with the soul. Command: currently, the VO is 360 words long. Years turned into a decade. Antiope endured unimaginable suffering at the hands of Lycus and his cruel wife Dirce. Yet the flame of hope, however faint, refused to be extinguished within her. The thought of her lost sons fueled her dreams of freedom. One day, she escaped her prison. Guided by a whisper on the wind, a mother's intuition, she found her way to the shepherd's humble dwelling. The slopes of Mount Cithaeron, once a place of despair, now held the promise of reunion. The reunion was one of bittersweet joy and overwhelming sorrow, a mix of emotions. Antiope, her face etched with years of hardship, saw in Zethos and Amphion the echoes of their father Zeus. The shepherd, his heart heavy, revealed the truth of their mysterious birth. Zethos, his eyes blazing with righteous anger, vowed revenge on Lycus and Dirce for their cruelty. Amphion, his music now laced with a mournful fury, swore to use his gift to bring justice to his mother's tormentors.